Let's go 60-60. Cleaning hour with Karcher Power. Let's go 60-60. Newsmake toaster for the boaster. Let's go 60-60. Shop our wide range of home, kitchen, and beauty appliances on Checker 60-60 and get it delivered today. Let's go 60-60.
On 947, this is EWN.
Good evening, I'm Noluthando Ngeno. The Matlanga Commission has heard that no investigations have been conducted into the theft of a multi-million rand drug consignment from the Port Shepstone Hawks offices 5 years ago. Retired Hawks head General Godfrey Libia read out his statement today with his cross-examination set to be rescheduled. Libia was questioned about various suspicions Hawks investigations, including the June 2021 theft. At the time, more than 500 kilograms of cocaine discovered inside a shipping container was moved to the Hawks offices in Durban instead of more secure police stations. The consignment was then stolen in one of several theft incidents that had occurred at the offices since 2011. Responding to the matter, Libya confirmed further investigations were recommended by SAPS management.
Was there such an investigation?
To my knowledge, there wasn't, because I would have known when investigation is being done against the provincial head, because that will come to me. So that was not done. Nobody has suggested that the provincial head need to be investigated departmentally.
No, but this is what the recommendation says.
Lawyer for suspended EMPD Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi says his client has been expecting to be arrested over allegations that he unlawfully approved blue lights for vehicles linked to Vusumuzi Matala. This after Mkhwanazi was served with an arrest warrant in the holding cells at the Brakpan Magistrate Court today after court adjourned in his bail application regarding the Emmanuel Mbenze murder case. He's accused of irregularly registering private vehicles linked to Matlala and then fitting them with blue emergency lights. Mkhwanazi and Matlala are expected to face fresh fraud and corruption charges. Mkhwanazi's lawyer, Shafiq Sarli.
Impropriety regarding the blue lights, etc. So we had this on the cards and we're glad that it's come and we can deal with it. We've been told it's fraud. That's what the J50, the warrant for his arrest, reads. It's fraud and corruption. So tomorrow they will have to give us the charge sheet. We'll have a bit more narrative on the charge.
And lastly, the World Health Organization has declared Uganda Ebola-free. The country recorded 20 new infections and 2 deaths, with the last confirmed case reported on the 21st of June. The Health Ministry says the country's response focused on quickly identifying cases, tracing contacts and strengthening surveillance. The WHO has commended the government, health workers and their partners for strong measures taken to contain the outbreak and prevent wider spread. A partly cloudy Friday in Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg drops to an overnight low of 10 degrees, peaking at 22, Pretoria 12 and 24, and Vereeniging 10 and 22 degrees. Noluthando Ngeno, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app. Comfort ends where Marawa Sports Worldwide begins.
Go to work. No back pass.
I spoke to a man who's highly respected.
Checkers, have you been to Checkers? Do you check people at Checkers? People at Checkers.
I am very, very scared.
And this time he stinks!
They putting on a show.
And you have to stop playing games because we are not in the business of playing games.
Can you please try to summarize it?
I'm finishing, Chief.
I'm not Chief, please.
Sorry, but that's just that's how we address an elder in Cape Town. Sorry, Commissioner.
When Mr. Tseka was appointed, you are the CEO. When you are the CEO of the company, it doesn't matter even if you arrive yesterday or you arrive last week. You need to know the information of the company by head. It must be on top of your head, whether it happened before you were appointed. When I just want to check, when Mr. Tseka was appointed, what was the required qualification?
Chair, through you, ma'am, honestly, I was, as I said, I don't know. I will be honest, I don't know because I was not there.
People cannot come here and play games and filibuster and obfuscate. If you are asked a question, you answer it, and you answer it truthfully.
Very disappointing, as always, from SAFA. We're sitting with under 2 weeks to play an international game, AFCON qualifiers. We're sitting with no head coach. Now we're sitting with no team manager. Very disappointing. Safa.
And you must behave yourself.
You are 100% right, Chief. And I said to you, I'm not Chief, please.
Well, I don't even know if you know, Mr. Bailey, how much Hugo Broos was earning as the head coach of Bafana Bafana.
No, when the portfolio committee asked me, I said it's 16 million, and then the minister corrected it is 16.8 million. So we were quite close to it ourselves.
So Minister said 11 million initially per year. So you're saying that it's 16 million a year?
Yes.
Are you of any opinion with what's happening with the announcement of Coach Pitso Msimane? We are literally just within 2 weeks of Bafana having to play a game again, and we have no coach.
I'm still waiting. I'm following these things. I'm following it like you in the media. And at times you have more information than what I have. And I'm a vice president.
I wrote Safa a letter where I said they should return my money.
My lord,
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
All right, it is the Thursday edition of #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. If it matters in sport, it lands here first.
This matter will not be swept under the carpet.
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
It's in their hands. It's for them to lose it.
#MSW on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM and Sowetan Live.
Well, all we can say is, Cape Town, are you ready for the big one this Saturday? The All Blacks taking on the Springboks, and what you've made of the All Blacks as the announcement was made today, unlike the Springboks, whose announcement was made on Monday. So now begins the plotting and the planning. But I do believe that the ticket sales looking very, very good. So we should have a jam-packed Cape Town stadium in support of the Springboks, but also not forgetting, let's, not be silly about this. There are also lots and lots of South Africans that do support the All Blacks. And we've seen that in the welcome that they had in Cape Town when they got there. People came through. There's a lot of respect. And I think also historically, I don't know, I was thinking the other day, should I give Trevor Manuel a call? Because he was very, very vocal about his support for the All Blacks and used to wear the jersey for understandable reasons, though. Just to get a sense of where his heart is in 2026. Maybe you can share your thoughts as well. Maybe you are South African, but you support the All Blacks. Is that still the case on your side? And what are your wishes, though, when it comes to the Springboks, and what do you want to see differently to what they dished out on Saturday last week at Ellis Park Stadium? But a lot of Pirates fans, though, still talking about rugby. Let me quickly flip to football, because the Orlando Pirates coach, Abduslam Wadu, he's opened up on his relationship with Patrick Tito Maswanganyi, who has joined Al Qaldiyah in Bahrain. Wadu said that he has a huge respect, though, for the player and described him as extremely gifted. But he also admitted, though, that frustrations over his training habits last season, they were there, and believing that Maswanganyi had listened earlier, and he could have gone to the World Cup. I guess all he's saying is that had he listened, he would have been part of the World Cup.
I have a huge respect for this player, for what he gave for the club, the titles that he won. I think he's a fantastic player, he's a gifted player. That every coach want to have in his team. I think we had a difficult moment last season because I think he puts a little bit of time to understand what I was expecting from him about his involvement in the game, his involvement in training. Because I always said that. The job don't start during the game. If you prepare the game, the training is start at the beginning of the week. For me, the trainings are very important, and I was not happy about the way that he was training, and I am happy that he came with a fantastic behavior the 24th of June. 24th of June. Fantastic behavior, fresh in every training, and I think you guys have seen his potential at the beginning of the season. Of course, it's somebody that is very important, and I think if he had listened to me last season, he would go to the World Cup. Definitely. Now I just want to wish him really all the best for his new project. He's going abroad. It's not easy. He will have to be strong mentally, especially in that area, because I played close to that country. Even there is not such supporters like us here in South Africa. Maybe the stadiums are empty there. I hope he will find the joy there. But even there is no support. The supporters, there is a huge pressure by the owners of the club that they're asking a lot from the players, especially for the professional players, because they have local players and all the time they have maybe five players maximum, and there is a huge pressure on the players there. So all the best for him. But of course, it's somebody that I was very happy to work with him, especially this season. Really, it was somebody that was important for us in the middle.
The one thing about Abdulsalam Wadu is that you can never tell if he's being slightly sarcastic, whether he's really saying it from the bottom of his heart. I find it very difficult at times. You know, he's a man that really does smile in a way at press conferences, and he delivers, lines. He's a very smart man. So when he talks, you have to listen to intention and what is he saying about the empty stadium, that side, the expectations from the owners and so on. But hey, I guess he's got a lot of respect for the talent of the player. On the flip side, though, Mamelodi Sundowns' coach, Miguel Cardoso, he's hit back at critics following the 1-0 defeat to Golden Arrows in the first leg of the MTN 8 semi-final. Now, the Brazilians face a very, very tough second leg at the Kings Welitini Stadium on Sunday, needing to overturn that deficit to reach the final. So Cardoso has stressed, though, that outside voices were trying to create instability.
Absolutely. That's why I spoke before about this question, because people around tend to create always instability, try to come from outside and put instability inside. We know this business already very well. We manage it with peace. It's important that people respect the work that is done in this club. This club has just finished winning a Champions League that was not won in South Africa for 10 years. But there's no respect on it. People forget very quickly because there was a loss in one match. That is still up to go. Let's see if we are strong enough to go to Arrows and make the game we need to do. Let's see if it will happen. But let's see if we are capable enough. It's a good test for the moment. Arrows, it's a team. It's how many goals they suffered until now? Almost 0-0. So they are doing well. They're going to put us on. They will prove us. They will test us. Let's see how we are in a moment. But there's a lot to do in front, whatever happens on the weekend. A lot to do in front. And how much we're going to be consistent. Consistency will speak for us. That's why I spoke about the yellow cards. That's why I speak from the outside, because the consistency will come from the respect that people has to have by this club. This club, I repeat, won a Champions League that you guys never even believed that could happen. Because I don't forget your press conferences when I arrived. I don't forget. But we got it because we believed inside. Because from outside, no one believed. So we continue to believe. We believe that we can be strong. We continue to believe in each other. We continue to give love to each other. These players, they trust the coaches. The coaches trust the players. We know what we have. The chairman and the club and the sport direction trust the coaches and trust the players. We trust them. That's what we need. And we need our people to stay together with us. Stay together, support the players, not the coaches. They don't like that. It's not important. But we are working together strongly because the boys, they need love. Like Tashrik. Tashrik is one of the most criticized players in this club. But he's doing things well. Tashrik grew throughout the season. I'm not father of Tashrik, as people say. The coach just puts... No. I deal with performance. He was consistent on showing on training sessions that he deserved to play. And he played. When he doesn't show, he stays out. Last match, he stayed out because he was not enough strong during the preparation. So he stayed out. Now he came back. Maybe he's fresher, and that's why he performed, because fatigue also obviously touches the capacity to produce stability behaviors.
Hi, brother Sir JC Tebe here. Regarding the referees, it seems as if we are running on autopilot. They're not accounting to anyone. There's nothing happening. Every game we cry about referees and nothing is happening. Like the yesterday's game when Sundowns was playing against Amazulu. Like a clear goal was just chopped off because someone decided that it was an offside. When it was, there was no question about an offside. I don't know what happened for him to just decide, no, this one can't score a hat trick. He was on an offside position. Like, even when the ball was crossed, he was nowhere near being offside. But because they know that nothing is going to happen to them, they just call it like that. The tackles that were flying, like serious tackles, were just let without being punished. And minimal, even the things that are not supposed to be punished for, like the one that Mkulisa got a yellow card for. I don't even know what Mkulisa did, but he was just given yellow card. So I don't know, like, I'm just frustrated with our referees and the fact that no one is making them account for the mistakes that they are doing. Thanks a lot, brother. Good show, as always.
CJ, thank you so much indeed. Yeah, there has been a lot of talk around the refereeing, or the lack of consistency, if I may put it that way. But we are hoping, we are lining up a show with the hierarchy when it comes to refereeing in the country, and you know how that one will turn out.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Ukhuluma noSibongeleni Wamkhwani kaMgari Matafeni. Betway Premiership yesterday, my team Amazulu up against Mamelodi Sundowns. As much as it was a high-scoring game, Mr. Marawa, but I think we let ourselves down in that game for allowing Mamelodi Sundowns to have too much space in our dangerous areas. But I think our goalkeeping department doesn't look good, Mr. Marawa, and I think for Coach Atazwane, he can see that, because it started to go MTN8 when we conceded 4 against Sekhukhune, and so I think going forward he will try to make sure that he rectify that. And to came here Richards Bay ne Kaizer Chiefs, which I was watching at Princess Makoko. Yo, what a game, Mr. Marawa. As you said, I think Richards Bay have the capability of finishing in the top 6 or 5 go Betway Premiership. Make no mistake, as long as they will keep their performance when they play against big guns to the teams that are in the mid-table, everything will be okay for them. Thank you, Coach Rezo.
Good evening, Rob. I want to blame Brendan Peterson, but in doing so, I will be downplaying or undermining the tactical brilliance of Richards Bay yesterday, pressing in a manner that dictated how Chiefs should move. But in doing so, they closed the passing channel, which then forced Thabo Moloisane to go in, knowing that he was not a left-footed player playing in a left-footed position. And for me, those are the tactical brilliance and the technical analytics that was done by Richards Bay in preparation for the game yesterday. But also one has to give credit to what is happening at Golden Arrows. Thank you so much, Tebogoya.
Yeah, those are two teams that are really showing a great deal of resolve on the field. With coaches that are bringing the best out of the players. I did say in the earlier part of the show, though, that Richards Bay, I don't think they realize the potential that they have. I don't think they realize what it is that they can do to turn things around, make them a permanent top 4 team. If there's a level of understanding, and maybe it's a psychological thing to say to the players, listen, don't just do this when you're playing against Sundowns or Chiefs or Orlando Pirates, as we all know what they've been able to do. If it's 3 points against Chippa United, it's still 3 points. It's still 3 points against Polokwane City. That is what it is. So don't leave your best performances when you know that the cameras are rolling, everybody's watching, and maybe you might get a chance to go play for one of these teams. the attitude has got to change completely. It's got to change. But yeah, what a game though. What a game. Really something to be proud of when you look at that level of quality. With Kaizer Chiefs enjoying that ball possession of about 72%, their total shots on target were 8, and there was 5 from Richards Bay. So, a fair balance when you look at it outside of just the ball possession stakes.
Madlupho, okwamanje kuseyiSundowns uyazoqala ukudlala from the goalkeeper to upwards. Angazi-ke manje ne-Kaizer izama kwenza the very same thing. Whereas ukeeper wayo, even ama-defender awekho comfortable ebholeni. Kodwa-ke, we will see. We will see.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
At Checkers, every day gets better and better. Get better freshness, better choices, and better value for money. With deals like Douwe Egbert's Instant Coffee, 200 or 230 grams for $179.99. Bonita or Parmalat Salted Butter, 500 grams, any 2 for 139 Rand. And Shower to Shower Deodorant or Roll-On, 50 or 150 mils, any 2 for 69 Rand. Valid until 6 September, only at Checkers.
The pressure hits different on Deal or No Deal Celebrity. When big names step up to make a big difference for a big cause, the pressure gets even bigger.
The cause was just also so brilliant.
Because stepping up to change a community, to change lives, that's a whole other level of pressure.
It's a deal.
Deal or No Deal Celebrity SA. Big names playing for big change. Watch it every Saturday at 6 p.m. on SABC1.
Lotto Stars licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. Winners know when to stop. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
I think I know that voice.
I thought this is an actor.
Rugby player.
Hyman, go deeper.
If I had to give you a name, it would be...
Keeping a secret in Mzansi. Hey, banna. Nice try. The Masked Singer South Africa is dropping clues, tunes, surprises, and big reveals. Think you figured it out? Then prove it. Catch the Masked Singer South Africa Saturdays at 7 p.m. on SABC2. Andelix, a proud sponsor of the Masked Singer Season 3.
At Crawford International, confidence is built every day. We're encouraged to find our voice, think independently, and lead with courage, integrity, and compassion. In the classroom, on the sports field, and beyond, we learn to step forward, embrace opportunity, and make a meaningful difference. Crawford International, building global leaders. Join us for Open Day on 5 September and experience how we develop confident students ready to lead in a global world.
Strong communities are built on a strong local government. Every day, municipalities work to deliver the essential services that improve lives and support thriving communities across South Africa. As the voice of local government, SALGA represents, supports, and empowers municipalities to build capable institutions, promote good governance, and advance effective service delivery. SALGA, inspiring service delivery.
Brush, stroke, paint, color, protect, and admire. From roof paint to exterior textures and interior silk, Warrior Paints has it all. The product range and stylish colors are amazing. And what's more, Warrior Paints has crushed prices for incredible savings. Enjoy that good old-fashioned personal service you deserve. For price, quality, variety, and service, Warrior Paints is street ahead. Warrior Paints, affordable, lasting, luxury.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Is SAFA heading for a free fall? Mr. Bernard Bailey.
So we wrote from SAFA Cape Town side a 13-page letter, and we sent that letter to the CEO of SAFA. This letter found its way onto a fake page. Then strangely and worrisome, Rob, this letter also found its way to the CEO of Adult World. Listen carefully, to Adult World. But we only send it to her.
What's Adult World?
It is this, where some guys go to. I don't know that place, but I'm told you go there, men go there.
To do what?
They say men enjoy themselves. I don't know what they enjoy themselves.
But how does the letter end up at Adult World? For what?
I don't know, Rob.
Does somebody at SAFA go to Adult World and is a regular there?
I don't know. I don't frequent that place.
And when I get that feeling,
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Oh man, what a show last night. Hey, even brings out the best in Marvin Gaye. Again, for the sake of openness and transparency, because of what was said on the show yesterday, we've also received a message here saying, I am messaging with regards to the interview by Bennett Bailey. Mr. Bailey has spread dangerous misinformation with regards to adult world and its involvement in football. So this story runs much deeper. And Mr. Bailey is part of a smear campaign involving a football tournament. I would like to correct some facts that Mr. Bailey has been misleading the public on. Please let me know when would be a good time to talk. So I've got the name of the person and the number. I'm not going to mention it on air, but all I'm saying is 100%. If you feel that there is a right of response that you feel you need to have, it's a fair call. It's something that I am not allergic to, and it's something that is due to anybody, especially within such sensitive matters. If there is a sense that there has been misinformation that's been spread, we will welcome that at any time with that right of response. But it doesn't end there, hey? It doesn't end there, because today we're going to take it to a different level, and I want people to listen very, very carefully. What these elections are going to be all about really speak to the leadership of where football is. You know, we always want to get to a point where we always look at rugby and we almost salivate and we say things are so well organized. Do we say that things are 100% at rugby all the time? Of course not. I mean, they'll have their challenges behind the scenes, but they manage the optics very, very well. They handle the marketing extremely well. The television part plays its part, and it's well handled. So for me, and South African football, as it is now bracing itself for another defining moment, but is the real battle, though, to be fought at the ballot box or in the rules that govern it? And the former SAFA CEO turned governance research and author Dennis Mumble is sounding the alarm ahead of the upcoming elections. He argues, though, that the association's constitutional framework is so heavily tilted towards incumbents that a truly free and fair contest may be impossible. He's also warned that the controversies surrounding the 2022 elections could resurface, not through the ballot box manipulation, but through the way that the candidates, the delegates, the electoral structures are shaped long before the voting day. And then comes the bigger question, though. I mean, has SAFA's constitution created an executive presidency that is so powerful that challenging the incumbent is virtually impossible? And with this elective Congress that is looming, the clock is ticking, guys. Is South African football heading for the genuine democratic contest, or are we just watching the machinery of an election being engineered long before the ballots do arrive? And that is why tonight, joining us on Zoom is Dennis Mumble, who is joining me, author and sports governance researcher. Dennis, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Good evening to all of your listeners and viewers. Thanks for having me on. Good to be with you again.
Yeah, feel free. We're not in Parliament today, Mr. Mumble. Just say Robert.
Honorable Marawa.
No. Robert is very, very good.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, we are recording. It's been in progress and we're ready to shoot. That's the nature of the business. Did you have a chance to listen last night to Mr. Bailey?
Oh, yes. I stalk you. I listened to the full program. So I listened, yes, and I picked up quite a bit there. Yeah.
What did you make of it, and which parts stood out? Which ones worried you?
Well, it's essentially what he said is more or less a repeat of what happened on Tuesday in Parliament. Essentially I think there are four broad areas that I think are covered in the short time that he had. As there are governance issues, there's administration issues, there are election-related issues, And obviously, the parliamentarians themselves were asking about the finances of the association. And so for me, it's nothing new. And I don't want to sit here and say that, the association is about to collapse tomorrow. But it's really quickly getting to a point where something needs to be done about the governance challenges that are there in SAFA. The imbalance in amongst the various bodies of the association. There's 7 bodies in the association. There's the executive committee, there's the Congress, there are your independent bodies, there's the judicial bodies, there are the standing committees. These are all of the different bodies, each one with their own reserved powers. And unfortunately, those things get mixed too much. And what you see is the confusion and chaos that I think happens from time to time, or all too frequently, in my view, that really has dragged the association's name through the mud, not because other people have noticed it or mentioned it, but because it's a self-created chaos within the association. So yeah, there are a lot of things that I think that are concerning, and what he said yesterday, I don't want to repeat. I see this name of this company or organization or whatever it is. I live in the Cresta area in Johannesburg, and every time I go to Cresta, I have to pass this shop with this very big sign. And I learned last night what they do inside of it. So yeah, but it's really not anything new for me, because I've written extensively about the governance issues, and I'm not restricting myself to governance in football, but governance in sport generally.
So tell me about this store again, and I'm asking this now from a very serious standpoint, and it was serious yesterday, it's serious today, and that's why we read what we read in terms of somebody taking umbrage at what Mr. Bailey had said. How do the two connect, though, in terms of that institution versus the South African Football Association?
Yeah, Robert, what I'm going to say is, again, from my standpoint, is hearsay. But, given that I follow these developments in football, earlier this year, there was a Football Transformation Forum meeting. And it's all over the internet. There's a Facebook, I think there's a Facebook page, but there's a website where they featured what was happening at the FTF meeting. And someone picked up that the sponsor of that meeting was connected to the company that Vice President Bailey mentioned last night. Now, I have no way of, verifying that, and, but there was that connection that was made, and I think it was all over the news as well, but it's out there on the internet. And so, as far as I can tell, this company apparently, again, it's hearsay from my side, and I don't want to say, yes, this is a fact, but it's all hearsay from where I stand right now. There was this saying that there was a connection between this company and the company that sponsored the FTF meeting. Now, the company that sponsored that FTF meeting also is in business with the SAFA Western Province structure, football structure, and has provided a database of players, which I think is a real problem, because 12 years ago, SAFA started to develop its own database of players, because you'll recall, you are much older than I am. You'll recall from 1997, when we had this football indaba, one of the key decisions that was taken there is that SAFA needs to have a unified database of all players and administrators and coaches and referees in the country. And we started that process at the end of 2014. It's a project called My SAFA. It is supposed to be the only national database for all players in the country. But what I have seen now is that players are required to register now, and teams are required to register via this database in the Western Province. Now, is that a competitor to the national MySAFA system? I think it's something that you need to ask the SAFA people themselves so they can answer to that. But what I know is that there is a decision accepted by the entire football community in the country to have a single database that is connected to FIFA, because every single player in the world now has a unique FIFA identity or an ID. And that MySAFA system is connected to the FIFA system. So you can't go and establish a separate database when you are required to also connect to FIFA. And FIFA only recognizes a single database connection to its master database. So I think it's something that SAFA needs to answer on as to whether that now is a subsidiary database or is that a competitor database. But I know the Western Province structure is using a database to register and conduct its competitions and register its teams and players there. I believe that there's a plan, or if it's not already underway in KwaZulu-Natal, to also use that database or a different database from MySAFA. So, that's something.
Is that allowed, though, Dennis? Because if you're going to be running concurrent databases, then that's also very, very confusing. So if this particular company, as far as I understand, is in the running to replace MySAFA in 2029, the company that we were talking about, they are also owners of the Sports Fusion technology from the information that I have. But all I'm saying is that shouldn't SAFA be taking a firm decision to say, we can't have multiple streams of where data is going to be stored, because that also confuses, FIFA.
Well, absolutely, Robert. I think it would be wrong to go and now, yes, if you have a different company maintaining the system, but you can't go and change the MySAFA system now. I think it's just absolutely wrong. FIFA is not going to give another company or another database access to its master database. It's not going to link another database to its master database. So it would be wrong to come in with an alternative database unless they say, no, we are just using it for our provincial competitions, I don't even think that is correct, because whatever happens when you have a player's record, that record ought to be centralized in a master database so that when that player moves around, there are a number of reasons why we established the MySAFA database in the first place. And that is to also be able to look at the history of the player. There are teams who develop players, and in the past, we've not been able to tap into the solidarity payments and to the development funding for clubs, amateur clubs in particular. When professional clubs take those players, FIFA has a system that says that you have to recognize and make certain payments for developing a player to the clubs that actually produce that player on the amateur level. So without that consolidated record, you're not going to be able to do justice to amateur football in this country, because they also need the funds to continue to develop those players. And that's the reason why we developed that system in the first place. So I think it would be wrong to even begin to think to replace MySAFA. Yes, MySAFA can be run a little bit better, can be run a little bit more cost effectively, because there are regions who've complained about the cost of MySAFA now. But you can't change the database. You must deal with the issues that people may be complaining about, that prevents them from wanting to participate in the system. But you need a consolidated database. That was the decision that was taken 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago this year, or in 1997, so it's 29 years ago. That decision was taken, and I believe it is the right decision that was taken at the time. You need a consolidated players registration database.
All right, Dennis Mumble is my guest. Any questions, guys, that you do have for him as we tackle what he's also described? He's actually used very strong language, describing SAFA's constitutional framework as being very toxic and also skewed towards the incumbent. So when we come back from the break, I want to find out what specifically makes him believe that the upcoming election cannot be free and fair.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
This is the sound of Kate's heartbeat when we asked her if she will be able to maintain her standard of living when she retires. This is the sound of Kate's heartbeat when we told her that she can get an RA or switch her current RA on the FNB app with a starting monthly contribution of only 300 Rand. Plus, she could get great tax benefits.
Sure.
Switch to FNB and take full control of your money matters. Help changes everything. T's and C's apply. FNB Investor Services Pty Limited, an authorized financial services provider.
The Checkers Hyper price drop is back. Save up to 40% on Nescafe Classic Instant Coffee 200 grams, any two for 199 Rand. Save 91 Rand. Crystal Valley Long Life Full Cream Milk, a 1 litre 6-pack, 3 for 279 Rand. And Pampers Mega Box Nappies or Pants for 399 Rand each. Save 330 Rand. Valid until 6 September. Only at Checkers Hyper.
On Thursdays at Panarotis, sharing is not caring. Because when Gogo steals a slice of your Regina, you're stealing a slice of her Alfredo. And when Maluma says, 1 for you, 2 for me, that's not sharing, that's a pizza heist. Luckily, you don't have to share. Get the classic Monsterito Quattro, 4 classic pizza flavors on one massive, almost half a meter wide pizza for only $199.90 every Thursday. Perfect for sharing or not. Panarotis, big on family, big on pizza. T's and C's apply.
Hey guys, it's Kirsty. Let's talk. Nothing lifts my mood like a fresh face beat. That's why I'm excited to get my beauty edit from Dis-Chem. With my Better Rewards card, I'm ready to stock up on Deborah and Palladio color cosmetics and score gorgeous freebies while I'm at it. Think flirty gloss, bold lashes, and all the glam essentials from brands like Revlon, Maybelline, and more. Now that's my beauty edit. Until 13 September, only at Dis-Chem.
Success doesn't wait. It doesn't copy. It doesn't ask permission. It moves. Powered by 125 kilowatts of turbocharged performance, 270 Newton meters of torque, and a 7-speed DCT transmission. Designed with electrically adjustable front seats, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and an 8-speaker Sony sound system. The new Jetour Dashing. Success looks different from 429,900. Get behind the wheel today.
The power you love. The iPhone 17 Pro. Yours from Vodacom. Get the iPhone 17 Pro 256 gig for just 1,249 Rand per month over 36 months on a 6 gig Red Core plan. Save 1,800 Rand. Enhance your deal. Add 149 Rand per month over 36 months and get the Apple Watch SE3 GPS 40mm. Available in store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together. Vodacom.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I said it's getting hot.
Very uncomfortable conversations, those within the parliamentary halls. But still talking about SAFA, I mean, their CEO, Lydia Manyepao, has also confirmed that Vincent Tseka, you know Vincent Tseka, so the CEO also confirming that Tseka's position has been advertised.
Who is the team manager of SAFA?
Thank you, Chair. The team manager was Mr. Vincent Tseka. His contract expired on the 31st of July. Thank you.
During the World Cup, was Mr. Vincent Tseka still part of the team?
Through you, Chair? Yes, he was.
The qualification to be a team manager, what are the qualifications?
We have indicated a bachelor's degree in sport management, project management, business administration with or related field with a minimum of 5 years experience in sports management, team management or similar role.
I said it's getting hot in here.
#MSW. #MSW.
Siyajumuza nje manje. Yazi msakaza ngibonga.
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
MSW. Why? It's multicast, Baba.
You know the story. When excuses run out.
Such behavior can only be rooted out by VAR, Rob.
The truth clocks in.
It's tough. It's tough.
#MSW.
All right, in conversation with Dennis Mumble, author and sports governance researcher, as we tackle this all-important conversation. We don't want it to just dawn on you on the eve of the elections happening, and then you don't have the background story. So that is why we're simply just pursuing this line, but getting a different perspective as well from Dennis. He has been there. He's a former CEO of the South African Football Association. as much as he claims that I'm much older than him. We will be celebrating Dennis Mumble's 73rd birthday in December this year. I'm not sure where these celebrations will be. Dennis, have you planned?
Well, I'm waiting for you to surprise me. So where is that party going to be? So
well, we'll see. Maybe
we
somewhere.
need sponsors, you see.
Somewhere around somewhere around Cresta. Dennis, like I said before the break, that you've described SAFA's constitutional framework as being very, very toxic and skewed towards the incumbents. What makes you believe that the upcoming election, though, cannot be free and fair?
Robert, if you would give me a minute just to create some principle, background from a good governance standpoint, because that's now what I am concentrating on, just trying to advise as many sporting federations as I can on the principles of good governance. Governance or good governance is really has several layers or a foundation with several layers. At the very bottom or level of that foundation, is your philosophical basis, as then there's your moral basis, and then there's your ethical basis, and then you then get your rules and regulations as it is presented in a constitution. And after that, you then have your political and operational layer. Now, there's several layers, one informing the other. And in football in particular, you want to make sure that what happens on the field remains as unpredictable as possible. Two teams that walk onto that field must not know who's going to be the winner. And the referee also must not know who is going to be the winner. And that's the defining criteria to make sure that the game remains exciting. Nothing can be told or foretold before. But in the boardroom itself, there needs to be some certainty around the rules itself. That's why the laws of the game will change just slightly, once a year. In the boardroom, you're governed by your statutes, and the statutes is predicated on a number of principles. The principles that establish the organizational framework. It sets out the principles on which the organization is founded. It directs how the rules and regulations are made. It defines the distribution of powers amongst the different bodies within the organization. And it defines the bodies of the organization, obviously. And it defines the relationship between those bodies. Now, that's your core function of the Constitution. Unfortunately, that seems to be lost in the SAFA mix, is that SAFA has created now a situation where there are some bodies, and one particular body, as I mentioned earlier, there are 7 bodies in the organization. It's created a particular or a concentrated power in a particular body and in a particular person. Unfortunately, you now have the National Executive Committee who is literally interfering in the work of other bodies. And I will outline that. There's one thing I think that is now fresh, is a topic that's now floating around all over the place, is the elections process. Now, in terms of SAFA's elections process, there's a different process for national elections, and there's a different process for regional and LFA elections. The national elections is governed purely nowadays by the SAFA statutes. Now, that process is for me, it's a very toxic process because the regulations are not very clear. Yes, there are some rules that says how people should be nominated and who qualifies, but beyond that, there are some operational things that still needs to be clarified that normally is contained in a set of regulations called the governance regulations. SAFA doesn't have a governance regulation, even though it's referenced in its constitution. So problem number one. And then they said, no, we use the FIFA governance regulations if we need to. Now, the FIFA governance regulations don't apply in SAFA. You can't, ipso facto, in and of itself, apply the FIFA governance regulations in SAFA, because the FIFA governance regulations only deals with the election of one person, and that's the FIFA president. Here we are dealing with elections of people coming from different provinces and different regions, and the SAFA elections. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done with the national electoral process, because it is not ideal. Even the governance committee misunderstands its role. And I have some documents in my possession that proves to me that they misunderstand their role. The chairman of the governance committee is under the impression that his committee is appointed in accordance with a particular rule in the SAFA statutes, and he's wrong about that. Because he believes his committee is a standing committee. He's not a standing committee. His governance committee is an independent committee. And there are some qualitative differences there, because it depends. The standing committees are appointed by the NEC, and the governance committee, the independent committees, are appointed by the Congress. He thinks that they are appointed in terms of Article 37.3 of the statute. So now you have to wonder, if the governance committee doesn't understand the governance rules, what are they doing there? Now, on the regional level, the elections process is different. All regional statutes require that their elections, and LFA statutes as well, as local football associations around the country, 343 local football associations approximately, and 52 regional football associations in the country. Now, they are required to run their elections according to the SAFA electoral code. That electoral code specifies that an electoral committee must be appointed, and an electoral appeals committee must be appointed. If anyone has any problems with the election, they then appeal to that appeals committee. Now, the members of that electoral committee must be people with experience in football and in governance. There must be, at least one or two of them, or some of them must have a legal background. And very importantly, they cannot be government officials. So they cannot be working for government and serving on a football electoral committee.
I think while you're on that point, following up on what I was probably going to ask you, we got a voice note that maybe asks a very important question.
Good evening, Rob. It's Watt from Durban. Just one question, Rob. Who does Danny Jordan report to as a head of SAFA? Those people that he reports to, or whatever committee reports to, don't they have power to dismantle the whole SAFA team, because they're just doing nothing for our football? Instead, they just receive the money and do whatever they want. And I won't be surprised one day if we find out that SAFA is being captured by other world. So are we going to just wait for elections, or is there something that maybe the Minister of Sport or the Parliamentary Sports Committee are going to do, because we are heading backwards? Thanks, Rob. Nice show as always.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Who does Danny Jordan report to, as per that voice note?
Well, technically, he reports to the National Executive Committee, but more importantly, to the National Congress of SAFA. That in a nutshell is who he reports to. His seniors is that collective National Executive Committee and the collective Congress, the Congress being the highest decision-making body in the organization according to that constitution that I described earlier.
But you've spoken about there being an executive presidency. I mean, what powers does that very same SAFA president have today, in your view, that make that position to be almost too powerful?
Yeah, Robert, you'll remember a few years ago I was on your show and I talked about this, that one of the reasons why I left SAFA is because I had a real challenge in that very slowly but surely developing executive presidency. What happens is that when you amass power over a period of time, and nobody wants to take away what Danny Jordan has done for football in this country. I think everyone acknowledges that. that he's really contributed, a lot to the growth and development of South African football from the time that he became part of SAFA, from the very first executive committee. But, as you gain influence and you gain power, through different offices that you hold, you also kind of amass a patronage system, or you put in place a patronage system. And over the years, that patronage system has taken on constitutional proportions. When you develop or you amend the Constitution, they end up giving the president a whole lot more power. For instance, I earlier talked about the distribution of powers and the separation of powers within the organization. Are you aware that the Congress of SAFA has no constitutionally defined powers as it is required by FIFA? There's Article 15H of the FIFA statutes that says that the Congress of the member associations, that Congress's authority must be spelled out. It is not spelled out in the SAFA Constitution. Whatever is there in terms of what the Congress can do is incidental powers. Now, what has happened is that some powers from the National Executive Committee has been amended over the years, where you now have a situation where people who used to be appointed by consensus through the National Executive Committee, the president now holds exclusively that power to appoint members to a Congress. To a committee, a standing committee. But then, the appointment of HODs for the trips of the national teams and the participation of national teams in international competitions, that power now lies with the president exclusively. The president now can, on his own, constitutionally appoint or decide where national competitions are going to be held in the country. Now, he was given additional powers even just a couple of months ago on the 24th or on the 23rd of May that allows him now to sign commercial contracts for the association. So slowly but surely, he has amassed some personal power, which I think goes over the threshold of a good balance of powers within the association. A good governance system functions only to the extent that there are bodies whose powers are equally distributed, the constitutional powers are equally distributed amongst the bodies of the association. But you don't see that happening in SAFA. So there needs to be a change, a really serious look at that SAFA constitution. And I wrote 2 articles in City Press earlier this year where I outlined my reasons for why I say you must fix the rules first before you have another election. You must fix the Constitution first so that there can be fairness in the mix. And then there's the issue of the interference of head office in regional and local football association levels. And I can tell you now, because a lot of people in SAFA believe this, the Membership Affairs Committee of SAFA has no authority to intervene in regional or LFA elections. As I explained earlier, their elections are governed by their own constitutions, and there is no room for national officials to come and intervene in their elections. That's what they've been doing, practically speaking. They are sent there on paper as observers, but then they take over the process of conducting elections. And I've seen that myself. I have audio recordings to that effect, where they are actually doing that. So the distribution of powers, the separation of powers principle no longer exists in SAFA. And that's why I'm saying the SAFA constitution is toxic, because there are a number of things which I've outlined, which is probably too long for me to explain in the few minutes that we have left.
Those few minutes have expired. Yeah, those minutes have expired. Unfortunately, Dennis, what I was going to say to the listeners is that we deliberately set the tone for today so that you can give an outline. And you did say that once everything, and I know that you're in the middle, you're just on the sidelines of a very important meeting where you are. But we thought, let's get this conversation going for now. We will have you in the next round in studio, and we will definitely break it down, because a lot of people are saying does Zungu even stand a chance here against a Danny Jordan? So I look forward to hearing from you with regards to those and many, many others that we will be breaking down. But I do thank you for your time, though, because a lot of this needs a lot of time, and we will definitely give you all the time in your visit to the studio next time.
But my pleasure, Robert, and anytime, just let me know. Unfortunately, I always answer your call to come into the studio, but I do have another meeting that I needed to get to, so I couldn't leave where I am now. But I'm looking forward to the next time.
Appreciate it. That's author and sports governance researcher Dennis Mumble joining us right here on hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. Returns again tomorrow for the Friday edition, the Legends edition, the very last one for the month of August. This has been Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Play the game again. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. Hashtag MSW. Live now on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time. Hashtag MSW.
Plug in, power up,
and vibe with Bolele.
This
is the frequency
on 947.
When I met you in the summer, to my heartbeat sound, we fell in love as the leaves turn brown. And we could be together, baby, as long as skies are blue. You act so innocent now, but you lied so soon. When I met you in the summer,
Morris with Summer on 947. It's a Thursday.
Extra Time with Robert Marawa and Bulele is brought to you by Amstel. The final whistle is the beginning.
Well, I certainly love these Thursdays because you never quite know what we're bringing forward, whether we're bringing in Heineken, Klipdrift, or even Amstel, and you don't even know which angle we're going to be taking, simply because Extra Time is made and geared towards you, the listener, and we want your participation nice and early this evening as we welcome you to Extra Time. And guess what? Ghost segment is going to be happening tonight. Amstel believing that the best things take time and brewed for longer, as you know, built for greatness. And that's the spirit of Ghost, celebrating the players, celebrating the supporters, and also the moments that have truly earned their place at the top. And Bulele, speaking of supporters, I mean, I'm sure you, given how you're dressed, and people can see that I'm not lying, you're dressed just like Ghost. Hey.
No, Mina, I am a proud supporter through and through.
Yes.
Do
they deliver your jersey?
Not yet. It's on the way, apparently.
Oh, Basaitunga.
Yeah, Basaitunga. It's special make, yummy.
That is beautiful. So you've been a ghost all your life?
So here's the thing. This is how it happened,
there's
right?
a story,
There
guys.
is a story.
Okay.
I grew up with my parents and my younger brother watching football. They love sport in general, right? And Orlando Pirates fans they were. And I was just a girl. Really just a girl, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure, guys, I don't get it, you know? And then I got older and I got to high school, and now my friends are falling in love with the game. And I'm still quite reluctant because my eye is on the netball game, my eye is on the tennis game. And then I get to varsity.
It's another level.
And then it's another level.
Yeah.
And then I get into a relationship.
Oy.
And that then was like, okay, Let's see what Orlando Pirates is all about. And I guess it took, getting into a relationship.
Did he support Orlando Pirates?
He did support Orlando Pirates. He was Orlando Pirates through and through. And I was just like marveling at the fact that a lot of people around me have just been Orlando Pirates fans through and through. So, why am I ngisalele muva?
You can't. But I would have probably expected you to say, no, you'll be a Chiefs supporter so that there's some tension in that relationship, because you can't both be celebrating, and when the team loses, then you're both sad. Somebody must be happy. Somebody must be sad. If it's a droga,
if there's anything I try to avoid at all costs, was tension.
No, but it's good tension. I mean, you can't take that thing personally. It is support. That's why it's support.
True. That's very
You
true.
shake hands and you say, as in, it's tough to take, but your team played well.
But then I would have been the one suffering most, because we know how Kaizer Chiefs has been performing.
Dominating.
Of late.
No. So now we're talking then, relationship time, not now.
Okay.
Because Chiefs were
That would have
winning.
yes, back then they were winning, right?
Trophies were trophies every single season.
But then I would have stayed a Chief supporter. And
Then
then of recent times,
Then
I
you
would have been
suffer.
a miserable queen.
Yeah, then you would have been happy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. I'm happy to be Mnyama Ngengane.
Okay, there you are. I told you guys, it goes to my ghost here, ghost and Nkani. And I mean, Pirates have achieved so much, I can tell you, even the past season.
Yeah.
It's early season now, but they're already showing.
Yeah.
The transfer market is showing.
Yes.
They are getting rid of, but they're buying very little because they can easily promote from the development side of things.
100%.
And if any Buccaneer, though, and we said we want to hear from people nice and early. So if you're listening and you're a big Orlando Pirates fan, please do join us. Send us a voice note, call us in, whichever one it is. This is Thursday, which means extra time. And today, it Ghost Yama Ghost.
Let us know, man, on your end, who Ghost Yama Ghosty is for you on 066-381-8609. You can send through those voice notes. I'll tell you one thing, right? I have my eyes on Oswinopolis.
For what?
For Ghost Yama Ghost.
Okay.
I think the start of the season, he's like just done really well. scoring against Sekhukhune United, scoring against Milford as well. I think he's showing and proving that, you know what, he's actually got this, especially after the departure.
Yes.
It seems like he's ready to step
He's
in.
also
Exactly.
He's stepping in so that he can step out.
Exactly.
Because he also needs to go to the OR Tambo International Department.
Exactly.
Not domestic.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that is my potential ghost, Yama ghost for this season.
That's beautiful, though. That is beautiful. And you're not wrong, though, because he's gained the experience. He's had such a fantastic, FIFA World Cup as well. He was part and parcel of Hugo Broos's squad and played such an important thing. What I love about Oswin is that he's not your selfish player. He'll produce, he'll assist, he'll create the goals, he'll dribble the living daylights out of the opposition.
Yeah.
And guess what? He is talented, man. I mean, this is a kid that came through from Polokwane City, and they said he might go to Chiefs, and it didn't happen. And they prolonged and prolonged. And now he's a superstar there at Pirates.
He is a definite superstar, man. But let us know on your side on 066-381-8609 who you feel ghost Yama Ghost for this season will be. Coach Yana, he also had some honorable mentions when speaking to a couple of journalists. And this is who he kind of is in support of, sort of.
Radio Pane. I'm very happy for him. I hope it will give him trust and confidence, because this boy has definitely what he needs, what the post of striker asks. So he has all the qualities to be successful. I hope it will be the beginning for him.
He also did amazing things against Sekhukhune United, Radio Pane.
He's not wrong. You see, what coach has done with the players, and which I kind of observed when they were in pre-season, is that Radio Pane was playing so well. You know, he was scoring goals, he was being imaginative, he was creating. It was almost like, there's one thing, when you're playing in front of the ghost and the pressure comes in, and you're also just still in that acclimatization. It might take a year, 2 years, whatever it is, but playing for Pirates is such a big jump for him that what he did in pre-season was because they were away, so they weren't even playing at home, so the pressure wasn't that much. Not much was expected, but there is an expectation for him to deliver. Sure. And I really do believe that Radio Pane, as the coach says, and he will give him those opportunities, because the coach likes to almost cotton wool certain players when he believes that they have the talent and they haven't quite showcased that talent.
So definitely looking forward to how he is going to play all throughout the season. You spoke about transfers, and you're speaking about, hey, man, they didn't buy many because they obviously feel they can push forward some of the players at the developmental stages. With the transfers that have currently happened as far as Orlando Pirates is concerned, how do you feel about them?
They sometimes spring a surprise like they did with Sebastian Patterson, and people are always saying, what happened to the white players in the local league? What happened to them? And then when they bring in somebody of that quality, and he's meant to be, a box player, a finisher, and he's come from foreign land, but he's had such a warm welcome from the Pirates fans, especially at the Orlando Stadium, Gwezigama Minzela at the Amstel Arena. And I'm not surprised that he has warmed up so quickly, but they're phasing him in.
Sure.
So I look forward to seeing what Sebastian Patterson has to deliver. I'm looking forward to seeing what a Tapelo Mokobodi has to offer. And Nia Rapu as well has got to offer, because they're some of the players that have had to leave. But the long list, I mean, it's almost like 20 players. I think 17 as of the time we went on air, of the players that Pirates have had to say goodbye to.
Sure.
And that's a long list.
It is a long list.
And just about 9 players that they've signed up. But it's the confidence in how they have shopped before and who they have in certain positions. Because, I mean, if you lose a Thabiso Sesane after Relem Fukeng, and you lose a Siyabonga Ndlozi, Khamukelo Kato, as well as Blessing Giba, you've lost Gerbato, for example. Bandile Shandu's gone. Thabiso Lebitso's also gone. Sipombule, the other day, I saw him scoring for his new club. Maybe, again, it's also not a bad thing to be playing in foreign land. And he's playing in foreign land and scoring wonderful goals.
Yeah.
So a breath of fresh air. In the same way that your favorite player that's left this past week, Titos.
I have a huge respect for this player. for what he gave for the club, the titles that he won. I think we had a difficult moment last season. They was not happy about the way that he was training, and I am happy that he came with a fantastic behavior. The 24th of June, he fantastic behavior, fresh in every training, and I think you guys have seen his potential at the beginning of the season. And I think if he had listened to me last season, he would went to the World Cup definitely. Now I just want to wish him really all the best for his new project. He's going abroad. He has to be strong mentally. There is not such supporters like us here in South Africa. Maybe the stadiums are empty there. I hope he will find the joy there. All the best for him. But of course, it's somebody that I was very happy to work with him, especially this season. Really. It was somebody that was important for us in the middle.
You know, when you share good news with someone and you were expecting to back Chaulele, it's like, oh, I'm Ghanaian, shame.
You didn't pick that up yet.
That's how it sounds like the coach is feeling.
If he had listened to me.
It's almost like there was a bit of a tug of war.
There was.
When it came to releasing Tito.
There was a tug of war. Remember, you were talking about the series the other time.
Yes.
And I think Cindy was here
Yes.
That was not some Netflix drama.
No,
that was reality.
Real.
That was reality. So even when at the press conferences, and he would say, no, that player. So you wouldn't even refer to him by name. Even now you said, if he had listened to me,
he would have
been at the World Cup. So you're almost saying, wow, okay, coach, maybe you're not wrong factually.
But I mean, come on.
Yeah, what's the moment? Are we celebrating
It is
him
what
leaving?
it is right now. So come on. At least be a little happier about that. Ivo.
There's no happiness there.
Listen, man, we want to know who you feel Ikosti this month or this season will be. Ikosti Amakosti. And listen, if you tell us who you feel it will be and why, we might just give you a little something nice, a little something good to warm up your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's night.
End of the month. That's in Puza Thursdays, and it is a Thursday.
Exactly.
Extra time on a Thursday. It's a deliberate thing, guys. Come on.
100%.
We are in line
100%.
with the whole of South Africa.
Hi, Rob and Bulele. It's Gifting Kosie. As usual, I'm with you guys. And I concur with Bulele. Police will be the ghost of the ghost. Good show as usual.
All right, keep those responses coming to 066-3818-609.
The game after the game, extra time with Robert Marawa and Bulele. Powered by Amstel on 947.
New house, new me, new state. New look, new car, new plate. But I still feel you close. My new girl, she don't lie. She wants that simple life. But damn, she sounds like you. They said that moving on will heal it over time. It's your imagination telling you the lies. They say throwing out your things will set it right. Out of sight, but you're still on my mind. Oh, these voices, they're gonna find me wherever I go, wherever I go. Oh, these voices, they're gonna drive me right back to your door, right back to your door. Oh, baby, I've been running, chasing after silence. Every road I take leads straight to you. Oh, these voices, they're gonna find me wherever I go. It's your imagination telling you the lines. They say throwing out your things would set it right. Out of sight, but you're still on my mind. Oh, these voices, they're gonna find me wherever I go, wherever I go. Oh, these voices, they're gonna drive me right back to your door, right back to your door. Oh, baby, I've been running, chasing after silence. Every road I take leads straight to you. Oh, these voices, they're gonna find me wherever I go. Tell me you can hear them too. They roll in my head, won't let me to bed, won't let me forget. They going round, round, yeah. They roll in my head, won't let me to bed, won't let me forget. They going round. These voices, they're gonna find me wherever I go, wherever I go. Oh, these voices, they're gonna drive me right back to your door, right back to your door. Oh, baby, I've been running, chasing after silence. Every road I take leads straight to you. Oh, these voices, they're gonna find me wherever I go. Tell me you can hear them too. They roll in my head, won't let me to bed, won't let me forget. They going round, round, yeah.
It's Damiana David. It's Voices right here on 947.
Extra Time with Robert Marawa and Bulele is brought to you by Amstel. The final whistle is the beginning.
Well, I love the fact that you came back and you reminded people what is the main thing when it comes to Extra Time. It's brought to you by Amstel. So, guys, when we say you must call in or send us a WhatsApp voice note, we mean it because we don't play games. We don't give away hampers here. We give away real stuff. So, if you win tonight, you're going to get yourself an Orlando Pirates jersey. I know you hadn't bought it yet for the brand new season. And we're also giving away 3, not bottles, 3 cases of Amstel. 3 cases. Yes.
No, it's almost like a weekend in Kulu with those 3 cases.
It's a weekend in Gulu every Thursday here, though. Last week we were giving away clip drift and cases and cases. Yeah, I think these trucks are already loading the 3 cases.
Absolutely.
For the potential winner.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so guys, do get in touch. Transfers always sparking a great deal of debate, but the reality does hit fast as well, which signing has made the strongest impact ever. And I'm surrounded by great ladies here tonight. Hey, and the last Thursday of August, is it? Yeah,
Yep. It is.
It must be. It must be. I mean, she's no stranger to the building.
Hi, Robert Marawa. I've never been on the show before, so I'm very excited.
I know we hardly have been on the show ourselves. That's how new it is. So welcome to you.
Thank you.
Sure, you're a Pirate supporter.
No, I always get these accusations. Let me tell you, I am a football fan, but a Kaizer Chiefs supporter. And I just go to games like I'm at Escotini a lot of the times. I was there in midweek. I go to Sundowns games. I go to Chiefs games. I'm not a Pirate supporter, contrary to what a lot of my friends and family will tell you.
And contrary to what your outfit says.
Yes, Zini.
You know,
I would have never thought good to be Chiefs supporter.
If black and white is my theme for the year.
So are you looking at transferring now? From
no, I refuse to betray my family like that, please.
Transfer market is still open, I can tell you that much. I mean, we were talking all things Orlando Pirates because, Ghost Yamak Ghost, here's a Pirates fan right there. What have you made of the campaign so far? Do you think that they'll have what it takes for them to defend the Premiership title?
I think the all-conquering Pirates here last season where the football was entertaining, it's very different this season because you can tell that Abdeslam Wadu is really rebuilding the side. And as a result, the football is not always going to be entertaining. But what he's doing right is the fact that they are getting the wins and they're getting the points on the log. So by the time all of the injured players come back, by the time they're playing the way that he wants the team to play, at least they've already made up that so that when it clicks, everything will come in together. The likes of Oswin Apollos, I know he scored during in midweek, but you can tell that his legs are tired at the moment. He's probably never played the amount of games that he's played since he joined Orlando Pirates. So in him, he's still trying to figure out his vision.
Yeah.
What I really like, on Tuesday, we were watching Wadu introduce new player after new player after new player. And we just sat there, we're like, there's really depth in the squad. They're going to need it because even though the World Cup is over, Pirates are targeting a sustained run in CAF, but also for Bafana long term. If we qualify for AFCON 2027, those players need to somehow find another gear within themselves. So it helps that the coach can rotate and we can have new players introduced.
Sure. So you feel like Oswin Apollos' legs, they shaking a bit.
Let me tell you.
It's natural though.
As me
Because
and my
he's played
friends,
so much.
I call Oswin my son. He's
Okay.
one of my favorite players to watch in that team because when he's on form, and the one thing that I liked about him, he really caught my eye when he was still at Polokwane City.
Yes.
And then he made that jump to Bafana, where even though he was playing for what we consider a lesser team, he never dropped his standard. And I think that's why post AFCON, when he came back and he wasn't quite on form, you were willing to give him that grace because if you looked at his season numbers versus the amount of games he's played throughout his career, it's the first time he's been in this position. And even Wadu spoke about it before the second game against Kukuna United at this point, where he was like, they are aware that especially the World Cup players, it's a new system for them. They're going to relearn new things. And I think what Wadu is hoping is that now that Oswin got that first goal of the season, he can just kick on and continue to perform. He's hoping that he plays himself back into form. And I also think the player himself is going to find himself kind of move tactically because now that there's that number 10 role that's technically still missing from the team, you kind of want to see what are the abilities that he can bring to the side and whether you can move him to the middle of the park, having done well as a winger.
So who then would you call Ikosti Makosike for this season?
For now, I know this is going to surprise a lot of people, Nkosinathi Sibisi, because he's taking on a role that is probably new to him. Last season, a lot of the fans were kind of like, why are you being made club captain? Now that there's new players, that some of them have never been at this level before, I think his leadership is really going to shine through. And for him, he's had the experience of the World Cup. Yes, he didn't play as many games as he wanted to, but I think for players, they'll tell you that just that experience, the professionalism, going through all of that, it changes something within them. So when he comes back to the club level, yes, they didn't have a lot of time to relax and wind down from the tournament because they went straight into Spain and then the games came thick and fast. He's on the role, on the pitch, you can see his role, but also as a leader in making sure that the new players are understanding the role they have to play within this team. For me, he would be Ghost of the month, but I also think there are players like Danson where you see little moments where you're like, you can do something. Zulu on Tuesday, you can do something.
Yes.
Radio Pane, if he can stay fit.
We were just talking about him before you came in. We were just saying that, you know what, just that step up and what he was doing in preseason was something crazy. But he needs to adjust. And like you rightfully say, Pirates have had a history of very strong leadership. And Sibisi, for me, gives that because, you know, he's somebody who articulates himself well. He's somebody who doesn't take criticism to heart. And I think he's got that thick skin that doesn't allow, you know, negative contributions from the public or from the fans to really affect him. And for me, that's a true leader.
Yes. He even spoke about it ahead of their first leg MTN 8 quarterfinal, where he was saying that he understands that when you are for a club which is an institution like Orlando Pirates, every single person is going to have an opinion. So he's willing to roll with the punches because he understands that some people have, like Bulele, they've grown up with this team. They know it from the minute they were born and they don't know anything else. The standards are high, darling.
That's what the chairman usually says. You are born in this position when you were still...
You don't transfer. Once you've chosen the black and white or the green, you don't transfer. So it's like that for them. And I think he understands the magnitude of what he's taken on, and more importantly, he's really showing it on the pitch as a leader for the next 2-3 seasons. If they are really going to challenge Mamelodi Sundowns, especially for the league title, and possibly go for that second star, that man, Nkosinathi Sibisi Upodlela, will be at the center of it all.
Sure, that's quite interesting. I love that you're very analytical of the game, right? Because then you put things into perspective for people like us that maybe just watch it for like faves and just out of support. What would you then say about Tshepang Moremi's performance? Do you feel he has the ability to carry the team on his back, or do you feel otherwise
on,
about his
on
performance.
his back right now, it's still a little bit too early because I think the one thing, especially when you're playing as a winger and in Wadu's system where he requires hard running 24/7, within 90 minutes, he needs you to be sweating both sweat and blood. That's the kind of style that Adeslam Wadu has installed in this team. And with Moremi right now, you're seeing the injuries creeping in because a hamstring is also something that you can't just quickly get over. So for him, he's going to be a vital member. I think people like Dion Hotto, I don't know how that man has done it for the years that he has done it. But when he decides to call time on his career, that is a man that will literally go down as an Orlando Pirates legend. Those are the people right now that will carry the team, the experienced players that have been there and done it. Sipo Chain, he spoke so beautifully when the club won the championship last season, where he said it's not about the individual and the success. The leaders in that group are going to be the ones that have to carry this team at the moment because they're rediscovering themselves. For all of the success that Jose Rivero had with the side, unfortunately, a lot of the players that he counted on, they're now no longer there. So Wadu's getting to build this team in his vision. So he has the likes of Muremi that he can call on. But he also has the new players, the players that are desperate to say, hey, you've given me this position. Let me live up to the name.
Okay, I want us to do this now. We've been asking the listeners to send in their
voice notes,
and tell us who they feel the ghost is. I want you to counter comment on what they are saying. Nah? All right.
Let's do it.
Crew, you're speaking to Otto Komis. I'm calling you from my Midlands. I'm going from Chichikilimtia. I'm looking at a leader, Lapana. I'm looking at a very cool, calm, collected soul who knows what he wants on the pitch and how to command his space and how to control the middle of the park. It's either him or Silepe, our young Ben 10.
Hey, P and Rob. Hope you're good, guys. That's actually a tricky one, you know. It's so complex because there are a lot of costs, Jama costs. But anyways, as for me, like it's gotta be a police, eh? Yeah, he the cost of the cost.
Can I just say, I love the nicknames that people come up with for all of these players.
The nicknames.
That's a new one. I will agree with Mtiane. Has been very impressive in this first month of the season. Has done really, really well. I think Apollos, you guys, Orlando Pirates fans really love him. And even when he's giving like a 6 out of 10 performance,
we still love him.
He's the best player on the pitch. So you know what? I'll give it to you if he's your ghost of the month. But Mtiane, he definitely for me rivals what CBC has done so far in this month. He's settled really well. Uzulu's also done really well. I think there's also players like Ulungu. You look at the fact that he scored the winner in the MTN 8. So even him, he's settling quickly. And I think that should also be a mark of Adeslam Wadu's coaching tactics. The fact that apart from Pedersen, who's yet to score, but he's come onto the pitch, he's done really well. These players are settling in very quickly and they're understanding the system that they have to play. And they're always upholding the high standards. The coach is not afraid at halftime to say, guys, this is what I expect of you. And I think the one thing that the club has also done really well, that Bucks camp, the documentary series.
It's riveting, that thing, eh? Sure.
It opens your eyes. It opens your eyes to how much it takes and the amount of responsibility that these players have to the fans that show up on a cold Tuesday night, that decide to drive on a Saturday morning for a final in another province. So there, I think you especially understand what Wadu's philosophy is and what he requires from his players. And that's why when you see it on the pitch and you're seeing them excel, you can see that his vision is finally coming to life.
Yeah, because I mean, he was a frustrated man. We can all agree on this when he was still coaching at Marumo Gallants. Yes. And he would have never achieved what he's achieving now at Orlando Pirates had he stayed at Marumo Gallants, despite him and Marumo having beaten the big three when he was coaching there. So I think he finds himself now like a little kid in a toy shop and he's saying, my goodness, I'm finally at a club that can fulfill my desires and what I want to achieve from a football perspective. And you can tell that he's not dwelling on last season's success. He is now reaching a different level, wants to achieve more. And that whole horde of fans that go to Escotin.
And they go, Shem.
Hey.
They go. And Rob, I remember he did the first interview after he left Gallants, where he said a lot of the promises were broken.
Yes.
Because he's done the work, he's met all of the objectives, but the club themselves didn't reward him by saying, these are the things that we're going to give you to make sure that you're taking us to the next level. What Pirates are doing well are saying, you've given us what we haven't achieved in 14 years. Tell us what you want, and we'll build this team in your vision. And I think this is a coach that is, he's always spoke a lot last season about young players. And there's also an understanding that, yes, they may start strong, but during the season, there may be a wobble because now all of a sudden you're playing X amount of games that you've never played before. But I think because he's also been a player before, he understands.
At the highest level.
At the highest level.
Sure.
He understands exactly what they're going through, and which is a secret that a lot of coaches possibly don't have, because he will understand if a player is not giving 80%. Maybe it's time for him to just sit on the bench for a little while. He also speaks about how during the week he can tell from how players are training, how they're speaking about an opposition, that you're not understanding the magnitude. There's no such thing as a B game when you're playing for Orlando Pirates. Every single game is a must win. They don't get to this point. They don't become the team that are challenging Mamelodi Sundowns in every single competition without them constantly having high standards week in, week out.
Hi Rob, my cosplay for Orlando Pirates is Dion Hoto for the goal that he scored on Saturday when we played against Kukune United. This is Anele Hlangwane Jimistin.
Hi, extra time. Robert and Bulelwa. I agree with Bulelwa there. Our police, the ghost of the ghost, the guy is motivated, man. He's gonna have a great season this season. It's a goal poacher. They want to go abroad. Nice show as usual. Albert here. Thank you.
Not alone.
And I caught Rob Shade, hey, when he said Apollos wants to go to the international departures. The ghost will not allow that. They will not.
Listen, the man has got to go.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
You know, he's produced, we've seen, we've appreciated, he's been national teamed while being at Polokwane City.
Yep.
That is something that not too many people can achieve. All I'm saying is that, yes, it's needed at Pirates. We still love to switch on the TV and watch him play, go to the stadium and watch him play. But he needs to go. I mean, you were talking about if you don't produce at training, then you go. You know, players that I was very surprised about, you know, your Melusip Telezi. I had such high hopes for him making it big at Pirates. Dino van Rooyen as well. You know, I was just like, Dino, you know, you've shown glimpses. There was a stage where I was thinking this man's going to be walking into the national team.
Absolutely,
you know,
yes.
But he's gone.
Listen, for me, I'm still recovering from Dito because I think, I'm sorry, my Pagani, I'm sorry. I think when Bule kind of tapered off last season, like, it's fine. Relays moved into the number 10. We can start rebuilding. But then I think there was always the expectation that at some point Relays going to leave. So when that confirmation came through, they were like, it's fine. Tito's in the wings. He won it last season. He can play with freedom. And you were like, there's no way. And when that confirmation went through, I remember some of people on social media, even the Pirates were saying some fans at this point because they were so shocked. But I really, I think it was Coach Hugo Bruch and also Coach Pito Msman has always spoken about the importance of these teams, Bafana qualifying, whether it's for an AFCON or for a World Cup. These are the results of these things. You just need to put yourself on that stage. We all speak of James Rodriguez and the great one World Cup that he had. It forced a move to Real Madrid. He was on no one's radar until then. So Oswin, I know, Rob, you think he should maybe one more year for Paris. They can't take another loss.
Okay.
They can't.
Amen.
All right, cool. We want to award someone Orlando Pirates hamper.
My hamper is one fruit and 2 oranges and a pair of socks. That's a hamper. Hey, Bulele, here we're talking about an entire Orlando Pirates jersey.
Yes.
That whoever's going to win it has not had it. It's not even got mothballs on it. And then we got 3 cases of Amstel. 3 cases.
The person that is gunning for this prize has a lot of convincing to do. Tholakele,
yes.
You need to be convinced at this point because you've had a lot to say about the person that he wants to put as Ghost Yamako's gift. How are you doing, brother?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine.
I'm good.
So tell us, who's your ghost, Yamakost?
Yeah, I'm ready for telling you my ghost of the ghost. As I said on my ghost note, I concur with you with police.
Oh, Sana.
That
there's others. Give me 2 reasons.
Yeah, police. His partner in crime is left him. If you saw how we played with the relay last season, they were just switching the position like this. The other one it drifts to the wide, and then the other one stays on the number 10 position. That's why, like we saw the assistant. They assisted too much on the game, And then what he's doing now?
You're overanalyzing gift. You are overanalyzing gift.
Trying to convince me.
No, you're over.
Judge when I give to right.
Gift. You're overanalyzing. You know that this case is going to drop to half a case of Amstel.
Okay.
Okay,
I'd love that. I'll be great to get that.
Okay, let's see if Tolagale is convinced. Are you convinced?
You know
Tolagale?
what? I forgot about him losing his boy relay and how hard it must be to be on the pitch without seeing his fave. You know what? I agree with Gift. Also, when you ghost, I'm a ghost for this man. You can win it, Gift.
Okay. I'm glad.
Hey, Mr. Analysis, are you aware of what you're winning here, boss?
I think it's a Amstel case and Orlando Pirates hamper.
No.
Hey, what is that? What is that, Rob?
No. There's no hamper. Please, let's leave that for other radio stations.
I'm correct.
You've won yourself 3 cases of Amstel and a Pirates jersey.
Okay, that's great. And then that will be the home game because of our days are already there.
Oh.
Okay, do you want it ironed or?
At this point, he wants the players to deliver it personally.
Yeah, we might as well get there. Who should deliver the jersey to you so that we can shoot a movie? Apollos.
Apollos, yeah.
But who's going to carry the cases of Amstel? Who's going to carry?
I think I'll Kositile. Kositile will accompany a police.
Gifts. The gift of the givers. Thank you so much, bro.
Congratulations, Gift.
Thanks very much.
Okay. Let's wrap it up. I think we're too excited. And look, the season is moving quite well so far, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you feel is a player that's been overlooked that actually has good potential to be a Ghost?
I think Danson, and that comes from, he had a really strong start last season and it tapered off. But I think this season, especially because he's being integrated slowly, because after the opener against, I think it was Kruger United that Pirates played in the Betway Premiership opener, the coach did say that don't put too much pressure on him. What I like is he knows how to control in midfield and he'll also give you a goal. And that's something that you really want to have. But also Siema, I think that's a defender none of us are really keeping our eye on. Very calm, very assured. And you would think that amidst the backline changes that it will kind of terrify him. But he's been consistent for the last season and a half. Yeah. I think even him we have to keep an eye on. I don't know who he's going to knock out of that Bafana defense once we start talking about AFCON 2020.
But do we have a coach?
Hey, Rob, what?
Who's gonna be selecting?
Whoever the coach is, he needs to put him there. Now that we are rebuilding, new squad, fresh eyes, and I like the fact that these are players that are in their early 20s, so we'll have at least 10 years that we can build with and can have success with.
Are you saying Pirates will have 10 players in the Bafana squad?
Rob, I'm quoting. At least 2 achieves. 2 achieves in Ingene, please.
No, but Hugo Bruce didn't have time for you guys.
Exactly, you really did.
Oh, my. Wow, what a moment. You do a sterling job. Tolagale, good to see you.
You too.
You know, finally you get to join us in one platform.
No, she needs to come often. She needs to come more often.
We need to, sit on Tolagale a little bit more and convince her, twist her arm to be part of the show as well as often as possible, because she attends these press conferences, and there's one thing that you learn from being physically there is that everything that is said, remember, people edit things out. They make you listen and see whatever it is that they make you listen and see. So when you're there at a press conference, you're there from beginning to end. Even the parts that don't get published and publicized, they stay in your mind, and you can always reference them in another conversation and in another situation. And that's where, her privilege comes in, is that, you're not just getting the clips. And as a chief supporter, one day. So
next time you must come correct ngamakhalazi wakho, otherwise
next week
uyikosti yamaphela ke wena.
Wrong song.
Deliberately so.
Man, this has been Amstel Extra Time, celebrating the players, the teams, and of course the fans who make the game unforgettable. See you next week.
Weekly Sporting Debrief, powered by Amstel. Extra Time with Robert Marawa and Bulele on 947.